Hello, and welcome to the Forge here at the Colony, where I make things out of cardboard and show them to you. And in this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process of me putting on my latest suit of cardboard armor, and definitely not the last. It's called the Cardboard Black Suit, and it is a security-type suit. But for now, I'm wearing only this long-sleeve camo spandex I got from Amazon. This pair of black sweats I got from Walmart, and this pair of black shoes. Altogether, they're not that expensive. And once I get the armor on, I'm gonna look so much cooler than this. I showed the suit on my channel before, but never with the knee plates and the shoe plates. In addition, I never showed me actually putting on the whole suit. But this time I will in video form because it will not fit in a short. So my hair's a little messier now, and this is the black suit. It is not fully disassembled because the utility portion is put together, including the spare magazines, the baton, the loop that holds my water bottle carabiner, and a hip pouch. However, it is in its separate components other than that. And I'm gonna put this on piece by piece. But first, let's face it, when I'm wearing that mask, I'm not drinking any water. And I wanna be hydrated before and during wearing that suit. My water bottle's here. And I think it would be pretty foolish of me not to take a sip before putting all this on, because it's gonna be a while before I take it off. My goal is to put all of this on in one take, starting now. And I begin with the knee pads, or knee plates. I'm not a kid skater, but you know, sometimes I think of that. So, this one is the left knee pad. I will get this on. So I take off the shoe, slip a foot in, and as soon as I do that, I can pull this right up, put the shoe on again, and I'll tell you how this system works once I'm done putting it on. I slide this up to the mid-length of the sweats leg, and I'll wrap this strap around and tighten it till it's fully tightened. And when it's fully tightened, it's so tight that the bulge of my calf muscle forbids this from sliding down, making it so that this whole knee plate stays up. It's a simple system, and it's pretty effective. That was all for one knee, and now for the other. These knee plates have the most refined strap system I've ever made, because I am using black duct tape instead of painted silver duct tape. It looks and feels a lot smoother. And there are the knee plates on my knees. Next, foot plates, or shoe plates. I labeled this left with L's. I don't know if you can see from there, but I wrote L down just in case. And these flaps here get tucked into the shoelaces, therefore they stay on. If I just placed them on, I'd just be able to kick them off. Not the case when I have these. It took me some minutes to figure it out, but when I want to solve a problem, and there is a solution, I do so. In other words, Where there's a will, there is a way. Are they perfect? No, and if I wiggle this enough, I'm pretty sure I could get both of these foot plates off. However, I really made a point to make them hook in, and it'll take more than some mere paces to make these fall off. So, the foot plates have been applied, and I'm not even halfway there. I guess next I'll proceed with the body armor and the lower utility portion. I remember I used to upload shorts about these one at a time, and the first time I tried to record this chest plate broke. I had to reinforce the inside, and now I don't think it's fallen apart. I'm a human allowed to learn from experience, and on YouTube, it's not like I failed a big science team. And I understand I understand why some people are paid so much. In some circumstances, you're not allowed to fail. Like being a doctor. As I've thought about my place in the world, making YouTube content, I've come to appreciate how much harder some other people have it. Anyways, a bunch of straps hold up the utility portion. I had all three secured on ahead of time, except this fourth one. So I had a 3 out of 4 secured between the chest armor and the utility portion. I just showed you the last one being secured. And now here's a front buckle made up of rectangles going into rectangular holes. A very simple system, happens to work decently. And then, here's the strap. It's black painted silver duct tape. Get out of here, stupid bug. I hate bugs, especially if they're like mosquitoes or are mosquitoes. They think they can just suck my blood. All right, so there, I have the body armor, including the chest armor and utility portion on. I came up with this modular system because it's easier to store in a smaller area. Now, I prepare to put on the part that will make me unrecognizable everywhere. The Russians, the North Koreans, the Chinese, and my childhood bully. They will not know who I am if I wear this. This mask holds the great power of the colony. Or it makes me look kind of like one of those Marvel characters. What's his name again? So, I just put it on my face, and it seals right onto my face because of a under mask portion that seals kind of airtight around the upper nose to under the chin area. So, to take this off, I usually have to take 2 straps off and then put those same 2 straps on to get this on. So I pull this back, and the lower straps are always longer than the upper ones, when the mask is fully tightened. I believe I have to pull this a little bit more. Yeah. So, this mask is on for sure now, 100%. Next I get the helmet on. It has a simple chin strap system. And all I have to do is make sure that this helmet is on in line with the mask. Kind of an easy task. One thing that's easy to measure is that with the mask on, the edges of the mask have to line up with the front edges of the lower helmet. And this kind of seems about right, so I'm gonna get the strap on underneath. I'm still learning, and I'll be learning for a while. These straps are still the black painted silver duct tape, so will I make a future version of this armor, an even better one? Probably. This is the best I have so far. Pull and pull. So on the inside of this helmet, there was a loop to get the strap into, and then I bent it around and got it into this double loop for finalizing the strap into a tight position so the helmet stays on. A feature I've never had until this suit. Now, the last part that remains is the arms. And I'm going to start with the right arm and move to the left. These armors are made up of multiple components that are attached together. So if the forearm stays clamped onto my arm, and this is a cylinder here held to my upper arm, then once this is secured on, it means that none of this armor will fall off because they're interconnected, and because they're attached to a part that is very secure onto one part of my arm, the rest will also be secure. It's a simple solution to make the armor stay on. Unfortunately, the spandex is getting stuck inside of one of the loops, but once that's taken care of, I get these straps tightened so the forearm is secure. What's important is I put this glove on first, because if I don't, it's harder to put on later. Alright, I am almost done. Now I just need to put on the other glove and the other arm before you see me in the completed suit. Unfortunately, even when I'm capable of making things like this, I'm also capable of little mistakes like that. I've got to say, the Russians, Chinese, and North Koreans have to be so scared right now, because this suit was made by one guy out of cardboard. I bet Kim Jong-un is like, oh no, his suit, so cool. My country don't have this. And well, it's probably because he doesn't let his people freely think. And when people can freely think, they can make things like this. Sheesh, what a loser of a country, North Korea. And some of the great things they have now is only because countries like the United States, European countries, Russians beat them to it. And now they can just copy what we've already produced. Anyways, I like to fill the air with sounds of something, and, well, every once in a while I like to blow off steam about North Korea. It's getting a little foggier in here, but other arm's on, and that's the full suit. Now, am I done showing you what this is capable of? No. Because it's one thing to show you I can just wear the suit, but now that I'm here, I'm not just going to take it off now. I'm going to show you what it's capable of. And maybe you want to see that it's capable of handling a casual walk, or even a casual dance. What am I doing? You know what? You better not laugh at me for this, because if you do, I'm laying down the hammer. Hiya! Hua! Hua! Huh! 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 That was the extendable baton. And now I'm going to show you what these magazines are loaded with. You better pay close attention, because they have absolutely nothing inside. Nothing at all. They're fake. They just go inside of a cardboard AR-15 that I didn't even bring out here because I didn't want the police to have problems with me. This already happened once. And while I didn't have to pay fines, I had to pay in public humiliation, and a teenage girl took a picture of the scene. Or maybe she even recorded it. I'm serious, you have to be careful when you do what I do. Anyways, one last thing, I gotta put this face shield down. And the best part about this face shield is, if it gets blood on it, it's not going to be visually obstructed because it has these gaps, and it won't get blood stained. Like if you're say doing riot control, you got your baton, it's like, I'm ready to fight you, and if you hit me in the eyes, this thing is going to protect my face. I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Hooga! Wah! Wah! I hope you enjoyed this demo. I'm Cullen of the Colony, and this is the Forge. I'm gonna get back to working on something pretty cool. But I'm not going to say what it is right now.